Friends, before we dive into today's terrifying story, let me share something interesting with you. Almost 80% of the people who watch our videos enjoy them, but haven't subscribed yet. So, if you're one of those 80%, it'll just take a second. Hit that subscribe button below so you'll never miss our chilling tale. What if the person you love the most is actually the one who destroys you? This is the story of a girl who dreamed of finding the perfect man. She wrote every detail about him in her diary. But one day, that man appeared in her life, wearing the exact clothes she had described. At first, it felt like destiny, until she discovered something terrifying. He didn't just love beautiful things, he collected them. And when they stopped being beautiful, they disappeared forever. It was 10 p.m. The night shift had just begun at Ravenwood Mental Hospital, one of the oldest psychiatric facilities on the outskirts of Chicago. The hallways were unusually quiet. Emily Parker, a nurse who had just started working there that very day, was doing her routine night rounds. Room after room, everything seemed normal, until she reached room 11. Emily slowly pushed the door open. Inside the room, sitting on the bed, was a 27-year-old woman staring silently at the wall. Her name was Olivia Hart. She was whispering something under her breath. Emily felt a strange chill crawl down her spine. Something about the room felt wrong. Her instincts told her not to step inside. But psychiatric hospitals had patients with unusual behaviors all the time. And this was her job. Taking a deep breath, Emily slowly stepped forward. But the moment her foot crossed the doorway, the woman suddenly burst into loud, hysterical laughter. Emily froze. Olivia was still facing the wall. Then slowly, her neck twisted backward at an unnatural angle, and she looked straight at Emily. Emily's hands began shaking. She slammed the door shut and ran down the hallway toward the reception desk. Sarah. She was breathing heavily when she reached the front desk. Sarah, the senior nurse on duty, had just finished a phone call. Don't worry, ma'am, Sarah said into the phone before hanging up. Your daughter is fine. We're taking good care of her. She looked at Emily. Emily, what happened? Why do you look so scared? Emily told her everything. About the laughter. The way Olivia twisted her neck. Everything. After listening quietly, Sarah sighed. That was Olivia's mother, she said. She calls every night asking about her daughter. Emily hesitated before asking, what happened to that girl? Sarah leaned back in her chair. Sometimes people lose their minds for only two reasons. She paused. Either they fall madly in love with someone they can never have, or they fall under the shadow of something, not from this world. Emily's eyes widened. So which one happened to her? Sarah looked straight at her. Both. Olivia Hart was 27, a final-year engineering student. In her entire college, people said there wasn't a girl more beautiful than Olivia. Boys admired her everywhere she went, but Olivia had different dreams. Ever since she was young, she believed her perfect soulmate would appear one day. She imagined him every night. Tall, handsome, kind, exactly like the prince from her dreams. Olivia often talked to herself. Sometimes she would laugh alone. Her parents were worried. They felt it was time to find her a good husband. Many marriage proposals came, but Olivia rejected every single one. They're not the one, she would say. They're not like the man in my dreams. Eventually, proposals stopped coming, but Olivia didn't care. She lived happily in her fantasy world. One night, around 12:30 a.m., Olivia was sitting beside her bedroom window, writing something in her diary. She loved writing in that diary. It contained every detail about the man she believed she would one day marry. His clothes, his smile, his personality, everything. That diary meant everything to her. The next day was Olivia's 27th birthday. Her friends celebrated at college. Her closest friend was Maya, and two boys had recently joined their group, Daniel and Ethan. Both secretly liked Olivia, but neither had the courage to confess. Later that day, Olivia went to the library and started writing in her diary again. Suddenly her phone rang. It was her mother. In a hurry, Olivia left the diary on the table and walked away. Daniel noticed it. He quietly picked it up, looked around, and slipped it into his bag. That night, Daniel read the entire diary, page after page. His expression slowly changed. By the time he finished reading, a strange smile appeared on his face. Meanwhile, back at Olivia's house, her bedroom light was still on. But tonight something was different. Her room was a mess. She was desperately searching everywhere. Her diary was missing. It felt like she had lost a piece of her soul. After hours of searching, she finally collapsed on her bed and cried herself to sleep. The next day at college, Olivia looked heartbroken. Maya asked what happened. "My diary, it's gone," Olivia said sadly. Just then Daniel walked in, and Olivia froze. He was wearing exactly the same clothes she had described in her diary. The same hairstyle, the same watch, the same jacket, everything. Olivia stared at him in shock. Her dream man was standing right in front of her. Daniel smiled. Then suddenly he said, "Olivia, will you marry me?" Without thinking, she said yes. Ethan stood nearby, silent, watching his heart break. But Daniel's love soon became obsession. He didn't allow anyone near Olivia, not even Maya. One day, he even attacked Ethan in a fit of jealousy. His behavior grew darker, stranger. Sometimes he wrote Olivia's name across his body with his own blood. Sometimes he sent her letters written in blood. Olivia began to feel afraid. One day, she visited Daniel's house. Inside his room, she saw something shocking. Her diary, right on his table. When she opened the drawer beside it, she found love letters and photographs of other girls. Beautiful girls, all different. Just then a man entered the room. A middle-aged man. "Don't worry," he said calmly. "My name is Robert. I'm Daniel's uncle." He sighed deeply. Daniel has been mentally ill since his parents died in a car accident. He has a strange obsession. He believes every beautiful thing in the world should belong to him. And if it loses its beauty, he destroys it. Olivia felt her heart drop. Robert pointed around the house. The entire place was filled with rare, beautiful objects Daniel had collected. Then Olivia noticed another photograph in the drawer. She flipped it over. Her blood ran cold. It was her picture. Olivia ran home, locked herself inside her room. She couldn't breathe. Her phone kept ringing. Daniel. Again and again. She never answered. Days passed. She stopped going to college, stopped speaking to anyone. Then one morning, a news headline appeared. College student jumps from building after heartbreak. The photo beside the article was Daniel. After that day, Olivia lost her mind. She kept whispering to herself, "I didn't do anything. Please leave me alone." Because everywhere she looked, she could see Daniel, standing there, smiling, saying, "Olivia, I'm still waiting for you. You belong to me." Back in the hospital, Emily sat frozen listening to Sarah's story. The silence in the hallway felt heavier now. Suddenly, the hospital lights flickered, then went out completely. Darkness swallowed the building. Emily quickly turned on her phone flashlight. "Sarah," she called. No answer. On the desk, she found a note. "Emily, I had an emergency and had to leave for a while. I'll be back in an hour." Her heart sank. She was alone. Completely alone. Then suddenly, she saw a shadow move in the corner of the hallway. A figure slowly stepped forward. A man, with a crooked smile. He whispered, "You're beautiful too. And beautiful things belong to me." Then the hallway filled with his horrifying laughter. Because sometimes, the line between dreams and reality is thinner than we think. Thin enough to cross the line between life and death. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, because many darker stories are still waiting.